Football fans love a surprise transfer story, and here's one that has everyone talking. Crystal Palace have reportedly made an approach for Manchester City defender Manuel Akanji. It's bold, it's unexpected, and it could shake up the final days of the transfer window. But is this really going to happen? Can Palace pull it off? And what does it mean for Marc Guehi, who's been heavily linked with Liverpool? Before we dive into all the reactions, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a like. It really helps the channel grow, and of course I want to hear your thoughts. Would Akanji at Selhurst Park be a masterstroke or a move that just doesn't make sense? The news caught fans off guard, and the first thing many pointed out was the wages. Akanji earns around £180,000 per week at City, and plenty of people doubt whether Palace could or would match that kind of salary. For some, the financial side feels like the biggest obstacle to this transfer even getting close. But the bigger picture here is clear. Marc Guehi, his future at Palace looks uncertain, with Liverpool circling hard. To a lot of fans, Palace's move for Akanji feels like a direct response to that situation, almost as if they're preparing for Guehi's exit. Some even speculated about swap scenarios. Guehi to City, Akanji to Palace, showing just how much Guehi's potential departure is shaping Palace's transfer thinking. Not everyone was convinced that Akanji is the right man for Palace. Some argued that he's simply too good for a mid-table side, while others felt Palace should be looking elsewhere, with names like Spurs' Dragusin suggested as better fits. On the other side, plenty of fans were buzzing at the idea. They called it a bold move, a fantastic replacement if Guehi does leave, and even went as far as saying Akanji would be a good signing for any club in the league. That respect speaks volumes about the job he's done at City, even if he hasn't always been their main man. There's also an appreciation for what this transfer would represent for Palace. Fans pointed out that this isn't a team that's just scraping by anymore. They've proven they can beat the biggest sides. They've lifted the FA Cup, and maybe it's about time they went after some bigger names. Against that backdrop, moving for a City defender doesn't sound as outrageous as it once might have. Of course, some reactions leaned into humor and banter. A few joked that City should throw in Akanji, plus a few bob to get Guehi, while others laughed that Liverpool would inevitably try to swoop in if Akanji became available. That's the fun of transfer season. The drama never stays confined to one club. Not every voice was focused on footballing logic either. Some fans were just plain excited, saying things like, "What a signing this would be," or "Get in, lads, this is massive." That kind of raw enthusiasm shows how much joy these surprise rumors bring, even if they never cross the finish line. Still, there's always skepticism. A few people were quick to complain about Sky Sports filling their app with endless transfer side stories that don't always materialize. That frustration is familiar to every fan who's been burned by rumors that fizzle out before deadline day. And then there were the extreme takes. A handful of voices went further, saying City should just clear house entirely, offloading players like Ederson, Ortega, Akanji, and even Gundogan before the window shuts. Whether serious or not, it shows how one rumor can spiral into debates about the bigger rebuild at City. So where does this all leave us? Crystal Palace's reported move for Manuel Akanji has split opinion. On one side, there are doubts about wages, questions over whether Akanji would even want the move, and speculation that Palace might be aiming too high. On the other, there's genuine excitement, a bold approach, a potential replacement for Guehi, and a sign that Palace are ready to act like a club with ambition. And maybe that's the real story here. Whatever happens, this rumor shows how much Palace are evolving, and how central Marc Guehi's future has become to the final days of the window. But now it's your turn. Do you think Akanji would seriously consider leaving Manchester City for Selhurst Park? Let me know your thoughts below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more football reactions and updates.